The world is continuing to move in the direction of a cashless society. In Russia, with the BRICS nations joining together, they're doing everything that they can to get away from the dollar. They just had a recent BRICS summit in Russia where this was the main focus. This article, Putin's dollar problem, is on clear display at the BRICS summit, starting with the moment guests land at the airport. This talks a lot about how this is the main focus of these nations coming together to get away from the dollar. They use certain digital currencies online in all their nations, looking to create their own currency, the BRICS dollar. First, let's look at this clip, though, which is in relation to all this, about how the systems of the world are moving to a cashless society, which is a clear fulfillment of Bible prophecy, and it's very obvious to see this is the direction that all the nations of the world are moving towards.
Big picture, there's a weird incentive here because the forces of totalitarianism want to get rid of cash, of course, because cash cannot be controlled in the way that digital currency can be controlled.
Obviously, this is, again, the state of the world. It's very obvious to see. And with the ability to control digital currency, what people are buying, watching, and selling, I mean, they've already done this before in the past, especially in 2020, shutting down bank accounts, shutting down people's bank accounts for who they donate to, and things along these lines. A clear act of totalitarian governments, which will eventually fit into what Revelation 13 tells us, which will be a cashless society. Revelation 13, you can't buy or sell without the mark of the beast, the number of his name, in your hand or in your head. This is a clear direction that we're seeing in the world, with these nations moving towards a digital dollar, getting away towards the US dollar. It's all fitting in with this prophecy in Revelation 13.
All of our cash comes through the banks. The government gets us cash through banks. But banks have a massive incentive to get rid of cash also because they're profiting from credit cards.
Very labor intensive to screw with the cash.
Well, exactly. And dirty, by the way.
Yeah.
So banks have, once again...
This is artlist.io, a platform built...
Again, every incentive to eliminate the use of cash in the United States.
To screw with the cash.
Well, exactly. And dirty, by the way.
Yeah.
So banks have, once again, every incentive to eliminate the use of cash in the United States.
Well, and again, we go how far we want to go on how evil the intent is from the bottom up and how organized the evil is. I don't know about...
I'm just saying, but the incentives are aligned.
The incentives are there. But what I'm saying is that I could go either way. I can go real deep into that personally, or I can say, they're just not real good at it. But they are collecting our data. And when you're operating cash, you're off the grid.
Well, exactly.
So it's one more place
I hadn't thought of that.
I can tell you.
That's very obviously one of the reasons why Revelation 13 will be fulfilled the way that it will be, because you can't buy or sell without the mark of the beast. And what's the most easiest way for them to implement that type of system will be through a cashless society, through digital accounts. You go in to swipe your card, you can't do it because you don't have the mark. If you have cash, you can still trade, buy, and sell. This is definitely clearly one of the reasons why we're moving away from cash. We're seeing this in many different areas in the world. Of course, we know Revelation 13, here's an article more about it, becoming a cashless society, a financial sign of the end times. Just going to talk about how moving away from the dollar and moving away from cash in general is going to fulfill Revelation 13. This has been going on for a long time. This is from 2010. Ben Gurion Airport revolutionizes security with Unipass biometric system. Israel's airport, international airport, using biometrics to get people on the plane, getting people used to the fact of using cards or using their fingerprints or their hands to access things. Amazon Go does the same thing, where you just use your palm to pay. You use your palm to even enter into some of these stores. All of this very clearly back to Revelation 13. This is the image of it, the beast rising out of the sea, which the Antichrist will eventually control. And that beast, his number or his name on your hand or your head, is how you will buy and sell. That's the only way. Electric plastic could open door to new generation of implants and wearable tech. These things aren't the mark of the beast. Neuralink isn't the mark of the beast, at least as of yet. And these other different technological implants in the skin, people using RFIDs in their hands to buy and sell, isn't the mark of the beast, but it's very clearly moving in that direction where you have to scan something to buy and sell, something that could be shut off if you don't have the mark on your hand or your head. It's very clear that it's moving to fulfill this prophecy. More in this direction, October 9th, 2024. Could new implants treat depression, dementia, and chronic pain? Now, the implants go from just the RFIDs in the hands that people are using to open doors, to make payments, this sort of thing, to with Neuralink advancing. Now, other companies are doing the same thing, and we're seeing brain implants being put into people's heads. The moving of this direction is very clear. It's a fulfillment of prophecy. These things per se aren't them, and so maybe people will get the help that they need through this. People who have serious things that have happened to them where they need this type of technology to help them behave in the way they used to. People are using this type of technology where they're going to have something within their bodies. It's just amazing that in Revelation 13, written about 2,000 years ago, it said people would be putting things in their body to be able to do things, and now it's coming to pass. Just shows that the prophecy in the Bible is written from God and not by man. There's no way somebody could have thought of that 2,000 years ago. We're seeing the same thing again with what's going on with BRICS. Major nations coming together and creating their own type of government system. Again, something else that's told in Revelation, that nations will come together. The Antichrist will rule the 10 kings of the earth. They will come together, the large ones, and they will eventually give their power over to him. Seeing that these nations are coming together to do things like get away from the dollar, like the main focus of this BRICS summit, just shows again that we're moving in the direction of what the Bible predicts will happen. So we'll watch this clip about this BRICS dollar and this event that just took place.
Russian-Chinese cooperation in global affairs is one of the main stabilizing factors on the world stage. We intend to continue to increase coordination at all multilateral platforms in order to ensure global security and a fair world order.
This is the first time BRICS is holding a summit in an extended format, and the modalities and criteria for partner states are expected to be discussed this summit. Although there are more than 30 new applications for membership on the table, BRICS is unlikely to take in new members this year. And despite the view that BRICS is seen as a counterweight to the West, officials insist the bloc works towards positive change for the world.
I don't see BRICS as anti-something. I think BRICS is pro. I think it's pro collaboration. We have a new development bank that was set up. So that's concrete collaboration. We have collaboration in the field of science and technology that is very successful. We have things in the area of sports, so it's pro. It's not against.
With Russia as host offering its bread and salt, BRICS leaders and their delegations will continue discussions in Kazan, as there are different visions inside the bloc as well.
This year's summit is seen as an inflection point in the bloc's development, and the world is watching to see whether BRICS can become a real force in a polycentric world, independent of the West.
Multiple nations of the world coming together, creating new government systems in which the kings of the earth will join together. Again, just a fulfillment of what Revelation says will be coming. It's very clear this is the direction of the world. We even see Putin in that clip saying that he wants to create a new order, a new world order. What type of system will that be? Well, it will be implementing the things that will take place and that will eventually be giving their power, a more controlled power over the world, because the Antichrist will have to have this power when he comes on the scene. And so the world governments coming together and doing this, it's just a fulfillment of prophecy. So something to stay alert on, something to pray about. God is in control. We can trust him in all areas of our life. I hope and pray you're well. Thanks for watching, and God bless.